Hey everyone, welcome to another video on the JayBee
Hey.
and Milly channel, and today we're finally going to be talking about the paid part of the new update. So this is something that I think it's fair to say we'd like to have been speaking to you about sooner, but at the same time we're really happy we can kind of get our last speculations in before the update launches in the next couple of days. So JayBee, do you want to just tell me overall what you thought of the paid part of the DLC, like the paid DLC?
So overall, I can 100% see why it was paid because I don't know. I think back to other Nintendo Switch games and Nintendo Switch games that we have now, and it would kind of almost be, and this is in a corporate setting, but it is almost like if it was included as a free update, we would get too much value than Nintendo would want for the price point. It would be a bit weird. So it is justified. I can see why it was paid, and I think it's really fun. I think if you play it right, it could almost be like you've got a second island, or you're playing the game all over again. Now, bearing in mind a lot of people won't have the same time to put into the game as they would before, because I don't think many places are on lockdown anymore. But I think this is absolutely amazing, and yeah, I can't really fault it, to be honest. The only thing that I can say about it is that perhaps, for all it isn't too little, it may be too late for a lot of people, because I think that either people are going to get back into it, and that's fine, but I think a lot of people are going to regret the stuff that they did to try and revitalise the game. So people would have reset their islands, so 0 bells, 0 Nook Mile tickets.
Yeah, I'm feeling that.
And now they're going into an area where, not necessarily bells, because I guess the new island has Pokey, but certainly Nook Mile tickets seem to play a little bit of a factor, but I don't know. I think it was right that they introduced Pokey to the mix, because then we're all on a level playing field with that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you there because I was one that reset my island thinking that it was just going to add new life to the game, and then it turns out that they were going to provide that new life only a month or so later, which is good. I'm really happy that they did. But yeah, I wish so much that I hadn't reset my island more for the free update, just because, like going on the boat with Captain and stuff, I don't have any Nook Miles at all. So I feel like that's going to become an issue for me very quickly.
But in terms of the paid stuff as well, I'm curious, because I've heard that Happy Home Designer, or Happy Home Designer, the original one, didn't do very well. It was kind of disliked. So I'm curious about why they'd stick to that Happy Home branding. So Happy Home Paradise. It's weird. It's like Amiibo Festival. What's the kind of Mario Party Amiibo that we've got? It is Amiibo Festival, isn't it? For the Wii U. It's like if they brought that back, but I don't know, the premise is good. They seem to have a lot of good NPCs with it. Price point is actually pretty decent. Again, I would recommend that people outright buy the DLC if they can, as opposed to pay for it with the new Nintendo Online subscription, because we've heard that it's a situation where, say if you're paying $40 X amount of time for that, it doesn't matter how many times you pay the $40, you're never going to own the DLC. Whereas, when that runs out, you've lost it. Whereas, if you just pay for the DLC by itself, then you've got it forever, pretty much. Unless, your file corrupts or something. And even then, I'm pretty sure there's a way to retrieve it on the eShop. But, yeah, definitely I'd recommend paying for the DLC itself. But, okay, here's a bit of information that I think I've seen. It's an official Nintendo statement, and I don't think you've seen it, so I want to kind of gauge your reaction, because I think a lot of people have got into some controversy for their opinions on this. But what do you think of Nintendo saying that this will be the last paid DLC?
Have they said that?
I haven't checked myself. I think I've seen it on Twitter. So people have been tweeting saying that it's a bit stinky, and they've been getting attacked for that opinion.
Yeah, I feel like it would be... I don't know, I feel like they'd have given us hope and then taken it away. I don't know, I don't want to sound ungrateful, because I do think that what they've done's really good. I'm really happy that we have the DLC. I just wish that there was the potential of another one. I feel like we still need the potential of more.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't understand why they would do this, because
you can't. Sorry to interrupt you. You can't bring the game back and then put an end to it again within seconds,
Well,
surely.
they can, but I don't know why they'd want to, because it's one thing just saying this is the last free update, here's the paid one, and just leaving it like that, letting it sit with the community for a bit, letting people get their reactions, be it on Twitter or wherever Nintendo checks, whatever like focus group they have going on, or just nothing. Like, I don't understand why they wouldn't, well, why they'd just purposely shut themselves up from that possibility. Like, surely there's got to be someone in that creative team knowing that it makes money, that it's gonna make money, that it could make more money, and if they got a new idea for it that was so great, that they'd go, oh, well, we already said it was the last one, so we'll have to wait for the next game.
See, I'm going to say that they wouldn't have said that without seeing how well this DLC does. And so it's just going to be like the rumour mill a little bit, just been like, oh, let's see. Everyone seems a bit happy, let's see what drama we can create today.
But it is crazy, right? It's like, why say definitely no? Because that just shuts off possibilities, and they...
When Animal Crossing New Horizons sold more than double the amount of copies they were expecting, they don't know how this DLC is going to go. Like, admittedly, the community's fallen off a little bit because, you know, lockdown ended and all that kind of thing. But ultimately, who knows, this could be a record-breaking DLC if the sales were that groundbreaking. What's to stop the DLC from being that groundbreaking as well?
It's true, and just beyond that, there could be a resurgence in it to the point where they feel like they need to again. Maybe not soon, but I think we got as much as we did because they heard the voices of the people, the voices of the players. And I don't know, my thing is that even if they were, in their minds, they were like, no, this is definitely the last one. In a way, I don't get why they would have to say it so close towards the update.
It's my belief they wouldn't say it. I do think it's just a few people in the community that are maybe a bit salty that the update took so long to arrive, and so they're just trying to create a few problems.
I don't know, I'm going to take it as true, because I think I've seen screenshots. I don't think anyone would have to... Well, actually, no. All it takes is one person to fabricate something, but again, because I haven't, like, checked, I'm going to just say it's true, and if it isn't true, then... You know what I mean? I kind of want to prepare for the worst case scenario. And I'm just thinking, if it is true, then it's just the worst timing in the world to explicitly say we're not doing it, right as we're about to get excited for it. Because then you're almost going into that update going, oh no, this is like potentially the last time that it's going to be good again.
All I'm saying is that people's, like, holiday islands are going to fill up. Just like their own islands did, they're going to end up filling every slot. They're going to have unlocked everything there is to unlock there, and then what? Are Animal Crossing and Nintendo prepared to bring a new game out in 6 months' time? No.
No, definitely
So
not.
it's certainly going to be, I'm going to say, another paid update.
I would say...
I wouldn't be surprised if they were just as kind of bitten by the bug as everyone else is. And in saying that, what I mean is everyone was kind of taken by the Animal Crossing addiction. It got them through lockdown. Like, there was just this huge connection to Animal Crossing because it was escaping the world and everything bad that was happening in it with lockdown and the pandemic and everything. I'm going to say anybody in business, as Nintendo are going to have very much enjoyed the sales from that. And I think that they're going to enjoy the sales from the DLC far much more than to just say this is the only DLC we're ever going to do.
That's true. And another thing to think about as well is that if Animal Crossing, the developers, Nintendo, are holding out for another game, that's a lot of confidence. That's a lot of cockiness. Because I would say that before New Horizons, Animal Crossing, and I don't want to trigger anyone, but I think this is the relative truth, at least from my point of view, was niche. Relatively small, you know. I think when you thought about Nintendo before Animal Crossing New Horizons, very few people would go, oh my gosh, yeah, Animal Crossing. You know, maybe some would. I don't doubt it. But I would say, you think of Nintendo, you see Mario. You think of Nintendo, you think back to your childhood playing Pokemon or something. Obviously, Animal Crossing has been around for a while, but I'd say that's not the face of Nintendo. Nowadays, I think it might be the face of Nintendo for a lot of people. But like you say, it was because it got a lot of people through lockdown. It made people happy. And I'm not confident that Animal Crossing is going to come out with a new main series game until the next console. So not the OLED, the next Nintendo something, the one that isn't going to be a Switch, like the Nintendo next gen or something. And so they've already made the sales, the record-breaking sales for New Horizons. That was, how much is a Switch getting? Like £45?
Yeah.
So they've already made that £45 sale from New Horizons in a record-breaking way. So a £22 or so DLC is a lot easier to sell to the people that have already played the game, that have bought the game. It's, you know, the means to own that DLC is already in their hands, in their Switches. Then say, okay, here's a brand new game, restart completely, £45 again. Like, if 50%, if 60% of the people that love New Horizons buy the DLC, I would say that they're going to make more money from that than a new Animal Crossing game. Which, I don't know, people might have just, you know, gone, okay, if it's a DLC, I'll go back into it. But, you know, Animal Crossing, let's just come up with a new game. Just looking at my bookcase, Animal Crossing The Dark Tower, released 2025. That isn't the game that got me through lockdown, so maybe I'll pass on that for a bit.
Yeah. It's not going to have the same sentiment to it. So what did you think when you saw, okay, you're going to work? Were you a bit like, I did this as an escape, this is too close to real life? Like, what was your initial feelings?
Not too bad, to be honest, because it's that For All Animal Crossing was an escape. There's some element of that to the game already, like Tom Nook demanding all your bells, you know. That kind of hits home a bit, just how he's always a bit money hungry. I don't know. But I like the job aspect. It's just a case of, I don't want them to make it seem like a chore. So if you get penalised for not showing up, I suppose, like if it was too job-like, then I think that would be a bit of a mistake.
And I guess if it was too kind of dictating the designs. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
for all it says you must use this item, let's leave it as you must use those 3 items. Let's not get too involved.
Because the Happy Home Academy do some stupid things. So what are those? There's like a little bed stand, a little like stand of books in, and I've got that in my like bathroom area, turned around so it's almost like a decking, and I'm pretty sure I've had letters in the post saying, you know, your house is ranked A- or something. Reason for not A+ or S tier. Please make sure that all items are faced the right way.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, who are you to say what's the right way?
So I just hope they don't do stuff like that, because that would just drain the creativity. I guess for people that just care about the rankings and care about the trophies, but at the same time it's a bit almost disheartening to try and put your effort into making things just to get a letter saying, oh yeah, this is a mess.
Yeah, turn it around. We don't like how you're doing things. Yeah, it's just a bit much. But yeah, I think it will certainly be good. And I think that it's a really nice way of doing it, just to get more design opportunity.
Yeah. I definitely like it for that reason as well, because I think design is at the heart of Animal Crossing New Horizons. So
Yeah.
to make a design-based platform is the right idea, and making it an online feature is also one of the best things they could have done. Because for all you've got Animal Crossing Twitter where you can share things and make creations and comment, to have that like hub where you can see what your friends are doing, where you can follow people that you might not even have known before, but you can hone in on their designs and not get bogged down with what else they're retweeting or something. I think that's amazing as well.
Yeah, I'd certainly agree with that. I mean, on that, how long do you think it'll be before we're doing our first holiday home tour?
I would say in the first week or so. Like, some people go so crazy in a good way, like just on the ball with getting stuff done with designs and stuff. I would say Someone like Consulcator, I would say they've already got 3, 4, 5 designs up in the first day.
I'm thinking we will, you know.
Do you reckon?
I mean, I think we're at work until 5:30 on the day of release, but that's UK time, so that's when a lot of the US would just be waking up.
What about Holly Crossing? Holly Crossing could definitely get at least... Well, Holly Crossing could get loads of designs up, I reckon. Because they stream. And obviously, if people don't know who we're talking about, other content creators, streamers, so people, like, doing it for an audience. Obviously for themselves as well, but, like, imagine if someone that we know is streaming on release day, I reckon they're going to want to do as much as they can on that day.
Yeah, I'd agree with you.
So I reckon it's not going to be any time at all until there's like loads on there.
I'm looking forward to doing our first view.
Me too.
And I'm also really excited about some of the new NPCs because they do seem adorable.
I want that little monkey. I don't know what they're called, but they're so cute. They look like a mogwai.
Yeah, they're adorable.
But they're like so sweet. But I just, if they are not the next Build-A-Bear, I'm like, could you imagine a little Build-A-Bear of that thing?
They're adorable.
I would just grab it, squeeze its cheeks, cuddle it. Oh, I really need that. And in fact, I'd be shocked that Build-A-Bear won't do that. But, see, that's the thing as well. I always get scared that there's going to be negativity. So, for all it's a cute animal, and I'd love a Build-A-Bear, I'm just thinking about the amount of people on Twitter that are going to go, so you've done this new NPC and you can't give us Raymond or you can't give us Celeste. And I understand that, but it's just awful because every time I have a suggestion, I can just imagine all the negative responses that loads of people would have to it.
It's difficult because you can't please everybody. Everybody's got different favourites.
Yeah. No, it just sucks really because I think that in themselves they wish that they could sell all of them, but it's just not the way things work. Like, how can you gauge how many to produce? There's just no way of knowing. Whereas Tom Nook, Isabel, KK Slider, they're safe bets. And I think that's what people don't realise with that as well. Because I think Animal Crossing was quite niche before New Horizons, obviously it had a fan base, when a company that isn't necessarily playing the game, but they're just Googling like characters in New Horizons, or they're having pitch meetings saying these are the main things, so therefore they're going to drive the most sales. That's what they're going to be looking at. They're not going to be listening to, ACNH _ cute times on Twitter that really like Cherry or something. Unfortunately, I wish that they did, but that's not really what a business is going to look at. But I think that the new NPCs have had a lot of positive reinforcement, especially the monkey. That we could get some of them as like a little celebration of the DLC later down the line.
That's very true. And one thing I'm particularly excited about is the school, the restaurant, being able to do different things other than just designing a home.
Yeah, like that is honestly, it's like Minecraft meets Animal Crossing with a little sprinkle of The Sims. And I just think it's amazing.
I'm getting Sims vibes and I'm so excited about it because I used to love playing The Sims.
Yes!
As you very much know, JayBee. But one thing that's really getting me is being able to like put dividers in the rooms and stuff. That's where I'm like, okay, I'm getting my Sims time in here and I'm excited for it.
It is just gonna be revolutionary. Like, some people will get bored after week 1, but I think, and maybe we will playing it, mind you. Maybe not us week 1, maybe us month 2, month 3. But I would say the people that aren't going to be bored, the creatives, we could be entertained by their work for a year, maybe more.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing, and that's what excites me. Because for all I can visualise what I'd want to do, I acknowledge that I can't necessarily do it all. But we've been to some islands, we've watched some content creators that just do crazy things to the point where going into a house by itself on an island tour, you don't know what you're going to walk into ever now. Because it's all changed. And I love that. It excites me.
It's amazing. And also, being able to bring it back to your home island, being able to decorate your island as homes. People have been asking for that for so long that it's almost hard to believe that it's finally here.
See, that's something I'm wondering. are you able to transfer things to I suppose, non-paying customers? So if you've just got the base game, if there's some like exclusives that you can get with Pokey, are you able to possibly not catalog them, because I don't see them doing that, but is there anything to stop you from taking them?
I'm guessing that the new items you won't be able to drop.
Genuinely drop?
So you can't catalogue or take them off the island. Because, yeah, I just don't think it'd work otherwise, right?
Well, I'm thinking about it in two ways. One, I know that really nice people, really nice content creators, nice people in the community would do amazing things with like islands, giving them away to people that maybe can't afford the DLC yet, or maybe just need a bit of an extra boost after resetting their island. And again, I think that this is it with the Animal Crossing community. For all I can think of one good thing, two good things, I can think of an equal amount of bad things. So I'm thinking, yeah, Curry Dune, we've got Steel and Cree, and people like that, they're gonna want to like help the community. They're gonna want to give away loads of these things for free. But then I think about some of the bad eggs that are just like, oh, there's gonna be some scumbag that like gets a load of things from the new DLC and says, hey, 25, 30, 40 pounds tickets to go onto this island for an hour. And it's just awful to see. I mean, I guess they're making money, right? But I don't know. I feel like if you can pick them up and transfer them, people are just going to use it for like the worst ways. But then, if that isn't a possibility at all, you'll never know people, or you'll never see people doing it the right way either. So.
Yeah, I guess that's very
Definitely
true.
not cataloguing, but I see them letting people pick them up.
Okay. So I think in terms of the main body of the content, that's kind of all I had to say. But what do you think about the new Amiibo series?
I love them. I wish that they were a bit longer, it was a bit of a bigger series. And also, I don't think that they're doing, or they've not announced a collector's album yet, which really upsets me, because I think, unless you've been playing the game for a while, a lot of people haven't had a chance to even get the collector's items. Now, people in the comments, please correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as I'm aware, since New Horizons was launched, and today, currently, I don't know, is it 2nd of November? 2nd of November, they are yet to reissue and reprint the collector's albums. So unless you've paid crazy prices, you've got a friend that's played the game for a while, not a lot of people that are new to New Horizons have had a chance to get a collector's album. And so to do one for the new series would have been amazing. Just like that chance for people to have that official product, build it up with their collection. I think that would have been really nice, but other than that, no complaints. It just seems like such an exciting thing, especially just thinking about opening them. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. It'll be great to open some on channel. We do have a few on order, so if you want to see those unboxings, please subscribe to the channel for that now.
I want a discussion, perhaps later on, because I know that we were involved quite a bit in a discussion on Twitter about buying and pre-ordering these cards for an inflated price. I don't feel like it's the right time to discuss that, but I do want to. I would say we give it to maybe a couple of days after the release date.
Just to see how it's gone.
Yeah, so we can see how the Amiibo card distribution has happened in the UK at least. We can't really give too much of a US perspective. But let's just say this. From my point of view now, I follow this account on Twitter called ACNH Pocket News, I believe. But every day I'm seeing Amiibo cards up for pre-order at Target, Amiibo cards up for pre-order at Walmart. They sell out in about 3 minutes. But from our point of view, we've only had a dead Amazon listing, and I think Game have done pre-orders. It's limited to one.
Didn't Nintendo UK do a very, very, very brief run of pre-orders that lasted about 60 seconds?
I'm thinking I did hear that, yeah. Yeah.
Literally lasted 60 seconds.
But that's what I'm hearing. And so if it's anything like the Sanrio distribution, I'm going to have a lot to say. So I think that needs to be a separate discussion. We could talk about it now, But I think
We
the
need to
right thing to do,
experience it
yeah.
first.
Because if they do it well, and we've done like a 20-minute segment trashing them, I think that would be a bit unfair. But if they've done it badly, which I suspect
As we
might be
predict.
the case, then it's going to need a little discussion.
Yeah, certainly. So yeah, I think that summarises all we had to say. There's only one other point that I want to talk about that I'm kind of kicking myself for, and it's in relation to the free update. And that is Halves Island. I was playing on Halves Island yesterday, and I turned to JayBee and I was like, we should have spotted this. About 5 updates ago, they added this thing where you can send stuff to your home island from Halves Island. And obviously there's no need to be able to do that because you can't buy anything there, you can't really make anything there until now. And it's like, we should have known something was coming for that.
Yeah, like, they wouldn't have just done it for the wedding update. Like, no
It wouldn't
way.
have made sense. Whereas now it's kind of all coming together and I'm like, oh, I wish I'd seen that. I should have seen that. I don't know why I didn't. So yeah, just something that I wanted to mention was just, I guess, really guys, we all knew.
We had it coming. Clues, Easter eggs.
Indeed. So yeah, I think that does it for this video. Please let us know what you're most looking forward to in the paid DLC. Let us know, like, I don't quite know how it's going to work, but I guess your resort code so you can come and take a look at some of your designs, the holiday homes you're creating for your islanders. So yeah, I think that does it for this video. Thank you so much for listening, and we hope you enjoy all the things that is coming up for Animal Crossing. To see how that all pans out on our channel, please make sure to like, comment and subscribe.
JayBee Milly.